Hey everybody, Richard Gaming Guy here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to establish your audio connection on Batocera. So a lot of people, when they go into a fresh install of Batocera, they boot everything up and they immediately realize that audio is not coming through, not on video previews, background music, or in-game. So it's really a simple fix, but you may have to incorporate trial and error into this depending on your specific setup. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to do to get your audio up and running on Batocera. Let's dive into it.
All right, so we just booted up Batocera, and currently I have absolutely no audio coming through here. This is the very first time I've booted up Batocera on this particular setup that I have. And you can see I have video previews down in the bottom left corner. For each of these collections, I should be getting audio off of that. I should also have some background music because I've got everything enabled here. So what we need to do in order to get our audio established on here is we need to open up our main menu. So grab your gamepad controller, go ahead and hit the start button. That's going to open up your main menu here. And we are going to navigate down to System Settings and select that. Next thing we'll do is we're going to go under Hardware to Audio Output. Here, for me, it's set as Auto. What we need to do is we need to select this, and you're going to see a couple different options here. Depending on your setup, you may have more, you may have less. I have Auto, I have Custom, I have this analog option, and I have this HDMI option. So for my particular setup, from my computer to my monitor, all I have is an HDMI cable. So for me, I'm going to have video and audio going through the exact same cable, and that's going to be HDMI. So for me, the most logical choice right off the bat would be this bottom option, which says HDMI PCH. So I'm going to go ahead and select that option, and now I'm going to back out. So I'm going to hit my back button, and you can see at the top it says a reboot of the system is required to apply the new configuration. So what that means is we need to reboot the system. So we're going to go down here to quit. We're going to select that, and we're going to hit restart system. This is going to completely reboot your PC. All right, so we just booted up our system here, and you can see that we actually have audio now fully working on our game preview down here in the bottom left corner. And if I scroll down through these different collections, you're going to get audio for each of these video titles. I also have front-end music enabled. Now I'm going to just mute these currently, just so I don't have to talk over them anymore. So now you can see everything did work for the audio changes on here. But now if you're still experiencing some issues, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up your main menu yet again. And you can drop down again to System Settings. And then you're going to drop down again to Audio Output. And you're going to actually switch this up. So if we go back into Audio Output, you can see here HDMI did work for me. And I think that's going to work for most people. But everybody has a different setup. So you may end up having to switch it around a little bit. So you would go then, if it wasn't working here, then you may want to try the analog option. You may want to go into Auto or Custom. But if none of these are working, and obviously you're going to have to reboot as well once you make some changes in here to your audio output. But if neither of these options are working for you, then after you reboot and you've tested and verified that they're not working, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back to your main menu. And now rather than going into System Settings, you're going to want to go into Kodi Media Center right up here at the top. So we'll go ahead and select that. It's going to load in for just a couple of seconds. And now up at the top, if we go up with our D-pad, we're going to highlight the power button. Now from here, we're going to go over to the right to the settings, and we'll select settings here. Now we want to go to the bottom right where it says system. We'll select system. And now we'll go down to audio, which is one option down. We'll select audio. So over here, if we go with our D-pad to the right and just kind of move over, you can see we've currently selected the HDMI option over here as well for audio output device. We can go ahead and select this, and we're going to have a bunch of additional options that populate in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different options. All of these are analog though. The only HDMI option is down here, and that's what we've already used. That's what's working for us. So I think if you do have an HDMI connection like I do here, going from my TV to my computer, HDMI should be your go-to choice. But if you have different setup, if you have this in an arcade cabinet, for example, and you're using analog audio cables and stuff like that, then you may have to just do trial and error through a couple of these different options until you find what works for your individual setup. But that's pretty much all you have to do. So now if you went in here and you changed this to one of the analog settings, I'm not going to do that because this is, again, the only way it works for me is this HDMI option. But you would choose what you want to choose, just like this. So I chose HDMI again. It's populated into my list. Now we need to exit Kodi. So we're going to hit back out of these previous pages, and we can go over to this power button right here, select that, and we're going to go with that top option, which says exit to Batocera. We'll go ahead and hit that, and that's going to bring us back into Batocera. And from here, we're going to need to reboot our system again. So just open up your main menu, drop down to quit, select quit, and go ahead and hit either shutdown or restart, whatever you want to do. If you're looking to test this out and make sure that everything's now working, you're going to hit restart system. You're going to cycle through a reboot process again and come back in here, and hopefully you have your audio working. If not, go back through Kodi Media Center, select a different audio output, and go through the process of rebooting again to test out whether that works or not. But this is the entire process here. So this is really all you need to do in order to get your audio up and running on Batocera. And like I said before, this is a common issue to run into the first time that you're booting up a fresh Batocera build. So don't be alarmed if you're going through this problem. I guarantee you, you're going to be able to solve it by following this video. So that's going to do it for today. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, be sure to smash the like button for me. It's a huge help here on YouTube. And of course, hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop for all future videos here on the Retro Gaming Guy YouTube channel. That's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching.